Hello everybody, it's me, Jen. So, what have I got for you today? Well, I've got this film review. On a previous pickup, the Retro Girls asked me to do a film review on this 303 Squadron because obviously they know Mark has done one in the past and they would like to see my point of view of this film. And also, because I'd done a previous video on the history of RAF Norfolk, because it's not far from where we live, this came up because obviously it's the Polish squadron that were based up there. So I thought I'd do a film review on this. Now, this is based on, in the summer of 1940, the RAF hastily assembles the 303 Squadron, made up exclusively of Polish airmen who have made their way across the English Channel following the Nazi invasion of their homeland. Ace pilot Jan Zumbach is among the brave recruits who arrive in Britain with a broken heart, believing his sweetheart Jagoda is trapped in their invaded homeland. Jan dedicates himself to supporting the British pilots against the Luftwaffe onslaught. So that's what it says on the back. Now, so what else can I say about it? Well, it was based on a book by someone called Arkady Fiedler. I think I've said that name out right. And at the start, you see hurricanes flying at the beginning of the battle, what was known as the Battle of Britain. And you saw them go to RAF Norfolk. And you saw the Polish squadron there. But then what they also showed you was the German base in France, I think it was, with Goering. And they're talking about how they're going to win. And they also talk about how they've got more planes than the Brits, like 3-1. So they're really cocky and confident that they're going to win it. And then they get some of the planes to go on the British side. They set out some British, but they won't let the Polish go up because obviously the Polish need to go to training, even though they've probably had more flight hours than the British, because they had over 400 flying hours, whereas a young British pilot said he only had 10 hours. So then obviously what had to happen after that was the Polish had to go to a medical at the Norfolk RAF hospital for their sight and stuff, to pass that before they could do their
fitness to fly.
Fitness to fly before they started doing their training. And so obviously they had to get all that. And then when it came to doing their training, they asked for a Polish guy to do a test training flight. So one of them did. And when he disappeared, they were like wondering what he was doing. But he actually went further than he should have done. And he actually did shoot a Messerschmitt down. Well, I don't know if it actually got shot down or if they actually got back to France, survived it. But then when he got called in the office of the bosses or whoever it was, the captains, he got reprimanded for it because he shouldn't have done that on a training flight, apparently. Yeah, so. And then we also had a memory recap where they went back to 2 years before that, like 1938, with the Polish in their own training camp, obviously learning tricks of how to fly and everything. And then it goes straight into the German invasion of Poland. Now, Jan, is it Jan Zurbach? Yeah. I think, yeah. Jan Zurbach was sweet on the girl who was doing some of the training. But obviously, as soon as the Germans invaded Poland, obviously the Germans were like attacking all the Polish that they could. So he had to get out. So he managed to get out on his plane. But his sweetheart took a couple of kids with her because they were going to head to Warsaw to try and find the kids' parents. So they managed to get out of Poland before the Germans got hold of them and shot them or whatever. But the German invasion of Poland they were literally attacking a main hospital, which they shouldn't have done, because obviously that should be a neutral thing during the war because it's helping the injured. But so that was like all that. And then from there, you kept seeing bits and bobs of going backwards and forwards to the memories of the past with this Jan Zerback and the girl. And then getting used to life in Norfolk, like pub life, training, going up in the Battle of Britain and shooting down Messerschmitts and everything with the Polish squadron. And one of the guys, I can't remember his name, but he was made the leader of the Polish squadron, right, which on the cover is this guy here, but I actually, because of the Polish name, I can't actually remember it, and I probably wouldn't be able to pronounce it, but he was made leader, and he basically led them, and they were in every battle. And then there was this guy who, I think ran MI5, and he got the secretary to try and get close to the Polish, as if like to act as if she liked them. Yeah. So she got close to Jan Zerback, and I think it backfired on her, because I think she actually did fall for him. So yeah, so between this, that, and all that, you saw them shooting down the Messerschmitts, flying in formation, what they were taught by the British to do, fly in formation. One that didn't fly in formation, he got reprimanded and told that he'd have no one watching his back in future battles. So, and then obviously it slowly went on over days and days and days, the build up to the main big Battle of Britain, to the big final battle. But on the 26th of September, the King actually went and visited RAF Norfolk and the Polish squadron, King George, and he shook all their hands, introduced himself, signed I think it was a book, a memory book. So yeah, so he sort of thanked them for what they were doing, basically. And then obviously not long after that, they all went up in the air, because the actual battle of the big battle started. And that was basically the main big Battle of Britain. They were saying that the 303 Squadron actually shot down 126 Germans, and it was the main one of the war that shot down the most. And all they did was they only lost 8 pilots in that. And even though there was other squadrons up there, the main squadron was this one, 303, the Polish 303 Squadron, the main one. They were called the heroes of the Battle of Britain, and of which they were, because like I've said, only 8 of them lost their lives, which was a shame, but they shot down so many Messerschmitts. 126 shot down, the most that anyone did during the war.
Most pivotal.
The most pivotal part of the war. Heroes. And yeah, like I said, I mentioned it in my video about the history of RAF Norfolk, but what also is the part of the history of the Polish squadron is, not far up the road from RAF Norfolk is a Polish War Memorial that's probably got all their details on there, especially those that lost their lives, of which I'm going to probably go and, well, we're probably going to go and check it out sometime. We'll probably take a little trip down there and have a look at it, because it's supposed to be really nice up there. So it would be nice. We might even do a video on it. So that might be interesting. So yeah. So my thoughts on the film. It's a very, very, very good film. If you like a bit of history, and it's truthful history, because this, obviously we know the Battle of Britain did happen, and it's the truth. If you want to watch it, I'd suggest you watch this film. It is really good. It's definitely one that, if you haven't got it in your collection, you should have in your collection. A very good film. I enjoyed it. Even though I didn't know any of the actors in it, I did enjoy it, because obviously it's part of the history of where I live. and it was a big turning point of the war.
Also, I will add this, and that you've got Jen's opinion. I will add this myself. I honestly think.
See, Mark's here with me because he was watching it. You might need to move the camera a little bit so you can get seen.
Right. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, it's just my tripod. It only sort of does certain areas, so careful with it.
Right. What I'm trying to say, basically, is if it wasn't for the Polish air pilots, I don't think we'd have won the Battle of Britain. It's thanks to the 8,000 and odd Polish pilots that Battle of Britain was won.
Exactly.
With 303 Squadron. So it is, to me, it was pivotal to the Battle of Britain, was the Polish pilots and that. And yeah, it's like what Jen says, it's a good film. You've got her opinion on it now. I am sorry for butting in, but just had to say that. So there you go.
So, what more can I say? Well, there isn't really.
There's not much more.
There's not more I can say about this film. It is still, it's out there, so if you wanted to watch it, you should get it. Or is there?
You can get it from a charity shop like we.
That's what I mean. You can get it pretty cheap. So, if you've stayed with me to the end of this video, thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up in the like column. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, sorry. Stop it. Please feel free to do so. The more the merrier. If you'd like to share my video, please feel free to do so on any of the other social media platforms such as Facebook, X, Instagram, and any of the others out there. Yeah. Again, thank you for watching. If you'd like to leave me a comment in the section below, i.e. like if you've watched this film and what you think of it, please feel free to do so. We will try and answer all comments. And all that's left for me to say now is bye for now. Catch you laters.